So the question will be basically flowing out of what you spoke.
Yes.
Basically, the very interesting point you made about the digital twins.
Yes.
And how they are still a work in progress for the static equipment, especially for the process industries. So,
yes.
Can you kindly elaborate what is the preparation in general, and if you would like to add something from your experience at Reliance?
Yeah, I was talking about, it's a part of the asset integrity management. And I've seen, talking to so many people, there are a lot of work going on in ensuring the asset integrity of rotating equipment.
Yeah.
And it's important because rotating equipment normally are critical pieces of equipment which are prone to failure. But a lot of people have not actually taken so much of interest in developing some systems or some software or some methods by which we ensure the integrity of static equipment. When I say static equipment, even pipeline is a static equipment.
Absolutely.
And any piece of item can fail. It doesn't have to be rotating. So when it is subject to corrosion or stress, it can fail. So when I said the emphasis is to be given to develop some satisfactory system or software or instrumentation to monitor the condition of static equipment as much as we take a lot of interest in monitoring the condition of rotating equipment.
In terms of static equipment, you also made a very valid point about corrosion. Corrosion is one of the greatest enemies.
In static equipment, typically there is nothing rotating. You hardly have a process liquid coming or process gas coming. But what happens inside the static equipment is either corrosion or due to pressure or temperature some stresses.
We have a very bad example in India of a static equipment going wrong. That was the Bhopal gas disaster.
That is correct.
It is correct. So
because it is
something which can happen hypothetically to any plant.
Exactly. So we need to be, and it can lead to disaster. Corrosion is something which is very silent disease. And it's only, unless there is an instrumentation which gives you an alert where the wall thickness has come down due to corrosion. And you have to have your eyes open all the time. Do we have an instrument today
to measure that?
So we do not have. Of course, people are developing, people are working on that.
Materials are developed because for very obvious reasons. Most of the refineries are either they are close to the shore. That's where the corrosion impacts more.
Okay. No, that is the external corrosion.
External corrosion.
But internal corrosion, where the process media is there, and it is subject to temperature and pressure, and also the process media may be corrosive. If it is going low pH,
that's more
it may corrode. So, but when the corrosion is taking place, it's not visible for somebody outside. So, do we have an instrument? Or do we have some measurement by which continuously it is monitored? There are people working, instrumentation companies working, and they are saying we need to, as a process owners, need to identify the. Thank you.
Because she will not make it. You are all waiting for us.
Sure. Thank you. The important is they ask, the instrumentation people ask us, please identify the sections of the plant or the reactor, even within the reactor, which part of the reactor is very sensitive and prone for failure, potentially. Then if you do that, then you go and put some instrument there.
Another aspect which recently came through very vividly in Saudi Arabia, that was of course a state player, but there could be attempts at sabotaging a pipeline or even an installation.
Yes.
Are we today adequately, while we are talking about cybersecurity, which is of course more by stealth, but these are the exceptions, so are there enough safeguards against that?
See, the pipelines come under the static equipment. So there has to be a satisfactory system to at least alert the operating companies there's something going wrong. Or, in cross-country pipelines, it can fail anywhere. 800 kilometers cross-country pipeline. As you said, somebody can play around and creates a problem.
Then unguarded.
Yeah.
It's not
It
possible
may
to
be
literally manage.
temporary damage. Even if it is a temporary damage also, it may not be a permanent, absolute rupture. But potentially it may rupture after maybe 3 months.
Today, video surveillance is getting more and more sophisticated, and also in conjunction with AR and VR devices, which vendors like Honeywell are also very much active, because today they are talking about unmanned operation in offshore and all that.
This is a video surveillance because if saboteurs know, and then they just destroy the video. So you have to probably the satellites. You have to continuously monitor. And yes, these are all the technologies which can be applied. Like static equipment, for example, in equipment where there is a safety issue, you cannot go and inspect something. We do apply drone technology.
Correct.
Send a drone with a little camera and it takes photo, it senses.
But drones, as we have just experienced, is a double-edged technology. Drones can be good, drones can be bad.
Yeah.
Are we having enough countermeasures like geofencing and all? Are they effective?
It's true. That is why we need to have a kind of a proper cybersecurity arrangement, first of all, because that is why
it's still an unregulated field.
Yeah, it is. No, that is why even like in our company, there are companies like Emerson coming up with a wireless wireless devices. But we are extremely careful in implementing wireless devices or using wireless devices because it might be hacked.
Correct.
And so we are not using it in closed loop circuit. We only use it in the open loop circuit, which is not critical. So yeah, these are some of the
But a company like Emerson has always had a pioneer's advantage in wireless instrumentation and all that.
We do have.
Proved that it was very reliable for certain applications. What you are talking here is an external thing which is not yet tested.
Sure. No, like for example, you can even have wireless devices if you were, say, half a kilometer deep in the sea, oil and gas exploration. And if you want to know what is happening there, you can have an instrument there, wireless, and you can sit in the shore and see what's happening. It can be, but then you have the entire area probably cordoned off, etc. Possible. Yet, how are you ensuring that it is not hacked? Because you have a radio wave is also wireless. It can. So we want to make sure we are talking to Emerson, we are telling them you have to give us absolute comfort that it is foolproof.
With your long experience with the company as well known and as big as Reliance, you are also known as the most modern and automated refinery. And this is probably my last question to you, because we always hear that automation is not suitable for a country like India.
No.
They always link it to this. I mean, I personally know it's a misconception, but from an expert's mouth, from the horse's mouth, I would like to have your views on that.
But automation is not for India. Automation is for India. Why they say automation? Because it's those people, whoever is saying automation is not for India, because they feel is a perception. By automation, you reduce the manpower. But that is not the solution. What you need to do is a skilled manpower to manage that automation. Automation objective is to improve productivity, efficiency, improve the safety, improve the environmental protection. So and improve productivity and efficiency means more profit, and make sure that your asset integrity management is comfortable and satisfactory. These are the objectives generally we are looking forward to. And automation and digitization coupled with that is actually the futuristic solution. There is no way. But if somebody thinks that it will only reduce the manpower, it's not right. We need to upskill those manpower to run those systems. And like for example, a few years back they said in banking sector, don't bring computers because you will all remove the clerks. But then you realize all those clerks, they now are working with the computer. Lots of people. But you have the people who are working are more happy.
There is also another side to it. The price for petroleum products which we pay today would have been much higher if there was no automation. Because refineries and the oil and gas sector has been actually optimizing production and all kinds of automation, and even on bad seasons, they still make profits because the automation has enabled them to extract more value from that.
Today, companies like BP, etc., are employing digitization and in the exploration to improve the productivity. They actually know you have to go and drill this well, and that is where you get better productivity. So don't go and just drill this well. It looks good, but on a long-term basis, if you do the analysis, it's not good. So they employ it regularly. Yeah, what the point is right, because if it was not so, maybe the oil price is going to be $150.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.